Hey guys, I'm Doctor McFarland, and in this video, we're going to shoot out the Headrush Blackop Distortion with the Proco Rat. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, consider subscribing down below and click the bell icon so you'll be notified every time I release more shootouts just like this. So let me go through the setup real fast before we start listening to some tones. I am playing my Reverend Sensei RAFM into an HX Effects and then going into a Blue Guitar Amp 1, and then the speaker output of that is going into my 2x12 cab with a Vintage 30 and a greenback. And I have a mic on the Vintage 30 about 2 inches away from the cap edge. Now, the reason why I have that setup is I just want to keep everything consistent from the previous videos that I've made so far in this series. And I'm basically using the Headrush pedal board as a glorified Rat pedal. Now, the Headrush version of the Rat is called the Blackop, and that does come from the Avid Pro Tools technology. But don't let the name discourage you. This Blackop sounds great. And we are going to shoot it out against the original American-made Proco Rat. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to set up, let me save this as a rig. And I'm going to say this is the Blackop. Okay, now the next rig I'm going to create is going to be just a rig with the effects loop in it. Because what I've done is I've basically used the input and output of the Headrush going into one of the open loops on the HX Effects. And then I'm using the Rat ins and outs going into the actual effects loop on the Headrush. So the Rat's going into the Headrush, and then the Headrush is going into the HX, and then the HX is going into the Blue Guitar Amp 1. So why did I do that? Because why not? So with my second rig made here, I'm going to go ahead and call this Proco Rat. And what I'm going to do is put this in rig view. And I'm going to go ahead and put these in a set list. So the first one I'm going to search for Blackop, which is here. And the second one is going to be Proco Rat, which is there. I'm going to call it Rat Shootout. Alright, so now I'm in the Rat Shootout set list, and when I hit the Blackop, you're going to hear the Headrush Blackop. And when I hit the Proco Rat, you're going to hear the Proco Rat. So I hope that makes sense, and that way I'm not going to put little text up on the screen like I did on the last video. You're just going to see it change from Blackop to Proco Rat, and you'll know which one you're hearing. Okay, so real fast, let's go ahead and get some test tones. This is the clean channel of the Blue Guitar Amp 1, and this is on the middle position. Alright, and here's the bridge position of the guitar. Alright, so you can hear that we don't have a lot of dirt going on. So what I'm going to do now is engage the effects loop on the HX, so that way you can hear the actual tone coming from the Headrush. Alright, so here's the sound of the Headrush Blackop with a little bit of distortion, the cut at 60 and the volume at 60. Alright, you can see my settings here on the Proco Rat, so let's switch over to that and let's see what it sounds like. Alright, so far they are pretty much neck and neck. I might hear a little nuance in the actual Blackop, but that just might be the gain. So let me cut down on the gain just a little bit and see what happens now. We'll save that. So I'll flip back and forth as I'm playing, okay? Alright, I'm pretty happy with that low gain sound. Let's go ahead and crank it up a little bit more. And we'll go back to the Blackop. And we'll turn up the distortion. Let's say about 35. Alright, let's try it now. Here's the Blackop. Alright, once again, I think they're pretty close. And I'm just trying to match the settings the best I can by ear. And let's crank up the distortion a little bit more. Let's go to 10 o'clock on the rat. And then we'll go to about 45% or so. Alright, let's check it out. Not bad at all. Let's go even higher. Crank this up to about 60. See what we got now. Whew. Alright, so what I'm hearing there is, just as I turn up the distortion on the original Proco Rat and all the grittiness that you hear, the Blackop is doing the exact same thing. Now, the next test I'm going to do, let's go ahead and mess with the filter. Let's go all the way up on the filter. Let's bring the distortion back to about 9 o'clock. Let's bring the Proco Rat back around 30%. Let's bring the high cut all the way up. So we're going to be listening to the difference in high end. So now we have the cut on the Blackop fully counterclockwise as well as on the pedal. So let's just compare both and see what we got. So they both get fairly trebly on that top end. Let's start rolling it back a little bit and see what we got there. Let's go both about 20%. Blackop. The original pedal might have a tad bit of low end going on there. So let's go back to the Blackop and let's move the cut even more to see if we can balance that out. Let's see what that does. So you can really stand to bring up that cut and it's still going to be fairly trebly. So let's bring it back to 70. Bring this back. And let's see if that matches a little bit closer. Alright, there you go, guys. I am pretty confident that I would use the Blackop in any rig and know that I can get pretty much the exact tones as the original Rat pedal. If you disagree, leave a comment down below and just let me know your thoughts. But I like the Blackop. It sounds really good, and compared to the original pedal, I don't think I'm missing a whole lot not having the original pedal on my board. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any other suggestions for shootouts like this, let me know. I'll try to get my hands on the gear needed to make it happen. But for now, I'm just wearing out this Rat pedal while I have it and comparing it to a lot of other pieces of gear. Now, stay tuned for the next video because I'm going to be shooting out the Rat pedal against the Boss MS3. And that one's definitely going to be fun. So stay tuned for that. Once again, subscribe down below, click the bell so you won't miss that next video. And if you want to know the full list of gear that I use here in the studio, be sure to check out the description down below and you'll see all the links to Amazon where you can check it out with full price list. And if you buy anything through those links, you actually help support me here on the channel. So I greatly appreciate that. And in the meantime, I'm Dr. McFarland. I will see you in the next video. Keep rocking.